What is good, my family, man? Welcome back to another episode of I Don't Gotta Talk podcast, man. You already know who's here at the table. JU over here, sitting across from Kingmeechyyy. How you doing today, man?
Man, I'm doing great. It's another great day. How you doing, my brother?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. You know what I'm saying? It could be great. It could be great. Just like our country could be great, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But I'm doing good today, man. No complaints.
I feel you. I'm fucking with you, hat, man.
Hopefully I trigger somebody out there.
Hey, I'm telling you, bro. You know, we really never get too much into politics for real, but have you been keeping up with the presidential race?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I know that it's gonna be Trump versus Biden, and basically, to me, it's all comedy. To me, it's like going to the circus. The circus is actually in town. If you could pay to go to the circus, or you could just turn in Fox News, CNN, and you can see the same thing. Basically, a bunch of clowns, a bunch of actors, magicians, people pulling bunnies out of hats, you know what I'm saying? Like all types of stuff going on.
Bro, that's a fact. And I was thinking the same thing because I was really watching it. I was watching the fucking news. Well, it was on. I wasn't actively watching it. It was on. And then they were just talking about like statistics and stuff like that. I was like, where did they really get these? They never say where they get the numbers from. They were talking about all these statistics that like Biden had, like Biden and like Trump and like the presidents over the long term, like debt, jobs, stuff like that. It was a very vague chart. Like when I mean vague. Like, when you're doing a chart like a line graph, you have numbers, but you also have letters like what does this represent? What's this represent? Like X and Y axis. There was just numbers, my nigga. There were just numbers, and they just brought in some kind of analyst. And it's like, how do you know, like, is this stuff real or not?
They are professionals at that, man. They're professionals. They'll tell you Biden has created the most jobs out of any president in the history of the world, but they won't tell you that he came in the middle of COVID when nobody had a job. So of course he gonna have the biggest number of new job increasements and stuff like that, because there's never been a pandemic that big where so many people were out of work to the point where they started having to give people free money. They don't explain it to you like that. They just make the headline make him seem good, which that happens on both sides of coins.
I feel that, and that's how I feel, bro. You really got to do your own research on whoever you think you might want to vote for. Like, do your own research on it, because I feel like at this point the news I feel like it's just mass propaganda, like mass misinformation is being spread. And I don't care who you're watching. I feel like it's everyone, not just CNN, but especially the people like Fox that have been caught, like, doing some shady stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, bro.
They all have their interests. That's the thing about it, is they are smarter than the average Joe, the average voter, in the fact that what they're doing, they're trying to protect their own interests, and everything involves money. So if you feel like this, you're gonna get more money promoting this guy, or this guy is protecting your interests, he's making tax breaks for the rich, of course you're gonna go with that, but because everybody's trying to protect their bottom line at the end of the day, and they also gonna protect the politicians they got they in their pocket. You feel me? Because all these politicians, they get donations from the food companies, so the food companies can stay on the health charts, and they don't want the egg companies paying the politicians, the sports, the different TV companies, and all these people, because they want to keep their money coming in and want to increase the amount of money they can. It's really all about greed at the end of the day.
I'm telling you. So I don't get like why we as Americans can't see, like, bro, this isn't about Democrats versus Republicans, and I feel like it never has been. And I feel like too many people try to make it about that. Even like right now, like, even if I was to say, oh, I don't fuck with Trump, I'm not gonna like come at you like, oh, bro, it is what it is, like, cause it's never that deep. It's never been that deep.
They made it like that to make it easy to divide people, you know what I'm saying? And then because originally they didn't think it was only going to be two very strong parties when they even created the system. They thought that a third party would be able to be just as strong, but as you can see, it never happens because it's not enough money flowing. Usually Americans are already split from birth. As soon as you get into your first social studies class, that's what they tell you about Republicans and Democrats and who did this and who did that. When people love to claim Lincoln freed the slaves, Lincoln was a Republican. The Republicans was the ones that really was kind of pushing more so towards freeing slaves, but we got tricked through propaganda and over years to see them as, if they got red on, they racist.
That's a fact. That is a fact, especially in the black community, bro. Like I feel like growing up, it's gotten better now. But growing up, you tell like a black person, say you're a Republican, you're like, why would you want to be a Republican? Like, oh, you want to be whitewashed or you want to be with the white people? That's where they get you. It's not about white and black, bro. I promise. It's about who's on top and who's on the bottom, bro. Simple as that.
Every time. And the thing about it, if you want self-improvement, you gotta understand. It don't matter who the president is, who the government is, who the mayor is, who this and that and the third. And if you want to run for those things, or you want to like affect your community on a personal level, then yeah, go ahead and vote and participate in your town hall meetings and all that stuff. But that's what you want to do for your local area. But when it comes to the main, like your main purpose, if it's not aligning with politics, then none of that stuff is gonna matter to you. You gonna wake up, do your push-ups, go do your routine, and try to be the best version of yourself and make good decisions regardless of who's in charge and what obstacles a certain person puts in charge, puts in front of you, you know what I'm saying? Even if it's a wall, you know what I'm saying? Because hey, the people in Mexico, they still gonna find their way over here no matter who the president.
Hey, and that's a fact, bro. That's a fact. And you gotta think, bro. I think it was like they get like 10 grand for like one person or something. I heard some crazy numbers. Like
like the immigrants?
Like the cartels, like they were talking about like the cartels.
Yeah, as far as like trying to get over to America, yeah. You gotta think if you're not in Mexico, it's an even harder process because you know how we have to pay certain things to get visas and stuff to go to certain countries. Like even you have to, like you go to El Salvador, it's a tourist visa. You gotta pay $12 as soon as you get there to get the little tourist card, and then you can leave the airport and stuff like that. If you don't get that, then I don't know. Shit, they might send your ass back. They might keep you there till your flight home comes and stuff like that. So you do gotta to get through Mexico. You have to, like, say you're all the way in Colombia. You gotta go through all those countries. You're gonna be paying your way all the way through. So it's gonna be, who knows, up to 15, 20,000 maybe.
It probably would be, but hey, man. So I feel like a lot of this stuff is really not. It's gonna affect you, but like at the end of the day, it's not like you still got to do your stuff regardless, no matter if it's Biden in office or if it's Trump. And I feel like we be too concerned on like who, you feel me? Because like at the end of the day, who gives a fuck? Like who really does? Like
if you do vote, go vote for Big D, man.
Hey, man. Well, there it is. But we can get into this thing for real, bro. I feel like one of the biggest things that's really slept on is self-love, bro. And I feel like real self-love. Like, not, because I feel like if you really love something or love someone, it's not just going to be the good times, it's going to be the bad times as well, bro. Loving yourself through the bad times, loving other people through the bad times. And I feel like a lot of people truly don't love themselves, bro. Because you can say, if you love yourself, you're going to treat yourself with respect. You're not going to let someone just come into your life, fuck your shit up, cheat on you, doing all this kind of stuff. You're not going to be gluttonous, putting all type of bad stuff in your body, knowing that's not right for you.
I agree. And I will also add to that as you can't be doing those things but still say you love yourself if those things are harming yourself. So, you know, if you're a big overweight person, especially as a man, woman, you gotta have a different conversation. But we're talking to men right now. If you overweight, you gluttonous, you fucking broke, you probably shouldn't love yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because you haven't been loving yourself. So don't go in the mirror and say, oh, it's okay for me to be in this situation. Yeah. It's okay if you're working your way out of it, but don't just sit in it and be like, oh, well, I'm supposed to love myself any way I am. And not saying, like, no. That's that fake shit they doing to women and shit like that right now. Nowadays, no, you need, as a man, you need to be real with yourself, you know what I'm saying? Become a version of yourself that it's easy for you to love. It shouldn't be hard for you to love yourself.
That's a fact, bro. And who said, like, you should love yourself through, like, who came up with that shit? Oh, you should just love yourself even when you're this way. No, you should
that's
be.
What they tell people. That's what they tell people, though. They say, like, they say it to men. I mean, I don't, like, we saying it to women, it seems like a different conversation because if you're being realistic.
Yeah, we talk about that.
Yeah, they shouldn't love themselves when they overweight and when they shit. What else women be when they hoes and shit like that? They really shouldn't on themselves. But you explain that like that to them, they will be in the bathroom killing themselves.
Yeah.
10 minutes later.
Yeah.
A man, I feel like he needs that because if he lets it break him down to the point where he goes and kills himself, then shit, he might have been useless anyway.
Damn, that was a tough one. But that's the hard conversations we need to have.
Yeah, I understand. I said he might have. Maybe he's not. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's supposed to goddamn be broke and not trying to get a job and still like, but I love myself. He be a fucking alcoholic, drinking himself away, almost about to die, but I love myself.
Nah, that's crazy. And I feel like when it really comes down to the man, because we are talking about men right now, bro, if you really not loving your, like, you know how you can say like manifesting, like I can stare in the mirror and say I'm rich 10 times in a row. That shit's not gonna make you rich though, my nigga. Like just saying, looking at yourself saying I love you, I love you, DT. That's not gonna make you rich. You gotta actually do the work, bro.
Yeah, hell yeah. Like that's half the work. You know, you gotta have that mindset and you gotta be there, but you still gotta take them steps and put feet on the ground and move. You know what I'm saying? If you're not moving, then you lying to yourself. You just sitting in the mirror lying to yourself. But if you see that vision, like, you know what I'm saying, you overweight right now. You look in the mirror, you see that in shape version of yourself, and then you really take the next step to show that you really married yourself, and that first marriage a man should be to himself, and you decide like, alright, everybody else can't see it, but I see that fit version of myself, and I see the habits that fit version of me has, and I'm instilling everything in that right now, right today. Like someone told me, it was a man, he was saying like, I'm healing right now. I'm like, bro, taking time to heal is for children, bitch boys, and women, bro. Taking time to heal. As men, sometimes we gotta get to the point where we can flip the switch, man. Like, alright, this shit happened. I know I need to stop doing this shit, or this thing happened here. I ain't talking about somebody died, some shit like that. I'm talking about you trying to change your habits over time. Like, at some point, you should wake up and be like, alright, it's time to stop the baby steps. It's time to stop the moderation. It's time to stop the, I'm gonna have a little cheat day today because 3 days I didn't eat sweets and it's the 4th day, so I'm gonna eat this fat ass sweet and ruin my fucking streak. You know what I'm saying? At some point, it's time to stop that and just flip the switch. Or I don't do that no more. I don't eat sweets no more.
I like it. And really feeling sorry for yourself as a man is insane. I cannot lie.
Yeah, you're talking about he healing. He healed, you know what I'm saying?
No,
like, he didn't get shot. Like, you're not in the
you tough, right?
You didn't get sick, you know what I'm saying? Like, you talking about you healing from your past traumas and you working towards becoming a better guy. Like, underlay, you know what I'm saying? At some point, it's like, when you gonna be finished healing, my nigga?
That's a tough. I wouldn't even tell somebody no shit like that, me personally, because I feel like it is a flip you can switch. I am healed. Like that's how the mindset you have to have.
You don't want to ignore your trauma and not do the work to heal, but at some point, as a man, the way you heal is by working, is by moving forward in life.
Facts, bro. Like just like when you in the wilderness, where you gotta lick your wounds, keep on going. Like I'm telling you, if you can't, then you're dead. Like. Simple as that. You don't see a lion licking his wounds for days or weeks at a time. I don't care if your bitch just broke up with you, bro. You should be back popping really the same day. Like end of the day, I'm good. Like
yeah. Like I don't know, man. I just feel like with guys, we make too many excuses. It's like we always talk about accountability, and that even comes in a time where you could blame a bunch of different shit. I got cooked by one of my bros yesterday. You know, we all throwing around. And, you know. They got that small ass little ball, so mind you, and we both got shoes on. I got a bunch of stuff in my pockets. I could have made all these excuses when we was out there. I'm like, nah, let me line up with him. And you know, we lined up. I jammed the fuck out of him. He did some crazy square circle route, and what happened? He did some crazy route, and we both jumped up for the ball, and I couldn't barely get off the ground because I had all the stuff in my pocket, and it was a little mud. Like I could have made all these excuses yesterday, but I didn't make none of the excuses. I was like, oh no, come on, let's do that shit again. Same equipment, same circumstances, and I had to lock it down. I said I had to lock it down. I could have made all the excuses in the world for getting fried, but I'm like, nah, I got fried. It didn't matter. He ain't got nothing in his pockets. I got 2 phones, a camera, and all this shit on me. Like, it doesn't matter your circumstances. At some point, you gotta take the cards you dealt with and just go.
That's a fact, bro. And that's what you have to do as a man. Take the cards you're dealt with and play them, Jones. Because just like in poker, you can't control your hand. But what you do with it, bro, that's completely up to you. Completely. And that's why I preach, bro, accountability, taking control over your life, bro. As a man, if you're not taking accountability for every action in your life, you're not going to get too far, bro. That's just me being real. For the simple fact, if you're not taking accountability, you have no control. Things are just happening to you. And I'm gonna let you know, things just don't happen to you, bro. There's a reason things are happening to you.
Mm-hmm. First thing that happened after that first bro. Nah, saying some random nigga on the sideline I never seen for a day in my life. He like, damn, you got cooked. And the first thing that came in my head, I was watching this video. They was saying, anything bad happened to you in life, just say good. Good. You know what I'm saying? That's the stoic way of looking at shit. Like, nah, saying, oh, I didn't get this job, good. Must be something else, you know what I'm saying? And this didn't work out for me. Oh, I got fried, good. Now I know, hey, be on your shit next time because you don't want to ever get fried in no circumstances. I pride myself on being the best defensive back to ever live, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I got to say, hey, good. Now I got something to work on. Next time I'm going to come outside with cleats and gloves on and I'm going to really have to put the work on a nigga, you know what I'm saying?
You got to.
Anything in life you just got to look at because it's good in all the bad. You just have to find a perspective. I know some things is harder than others, and some things you do have to deal with. You know what I'm saying? So don't let my hard rhetoric make you feel bad if you really going through some serious shit. At some point, my guy, you're gonna have to move forward with your life, and that's what. Especially if something did happen to somebody in your family, they wouldn't want you sitting and dwelling. They would want you working, moving forward, and using the fact that you got another angel looking over you as power. You know.
That is a fact, bro. But we gon' pause. I gotta know who cooked you, bro.
No, we can talk about that.
I feel you, bro. So let's rewind it. He
was D1, man.
He was D1? Alright. But back to the self-love thing, bro. And I feel like, granted, yeah, you can look in that mirror and be like, I love myself. But if you're not putting in the work behind it, you really don't. Because I look at it like this, bro. Really loving yourself, that's really putting up boundaries in your life, bro. Saying like, no, I'm not going to eat this or I'm not going to do this, bro. Because what you put in your body, that's what you're going to get out. And while like people will be like aging, like why some people look so old and shit like that, especially people that was on drugs like the fentanyl, you start looking crazy, bro. Mm-hmm. But you got to think, what was you putting in your body? The same thing with these fucking vapes, bro. That's just gonna get real wick for a lot of y'all, bro. I'm not lying.
It's metal in your lungs. I was watching the first episode of this season of Amazing Race. It's this old couple. They look like they in their 50s, 60s, but they're in great shape. I think in the first leg of the race, they came in like 3rd out of 12, which is great. You know what I'm saying? They were both cops though. They're both lifelong cops. They're retired now at this point, and people like that do follow more so straight and narrow. They probably weren't really into the drugs. They probably weren't really into the vaping, living more healthy lifestyles. I ain't saying you go be a cop. I ain't saying you gotta go the straight and narrow path 100% all the time, but just looking at, I'm pretty sure all of y'all have seen older people that were in great shape, and you've seen older people that were in poor shape. Probably seen guys in their 40s that look like they in their 60s, 70s, or at least move like that.
Exactly. Literally, or at least move like that. And I feel like that should be a personal goal for y'all, bro. When you start getting older, you should still be able to move, bro. You should still be able to move, run, do all that stuff, bro. Because I feel like that's gonna make your life more enjoyable. I don't want to get old and like can barely walk. Like I feel like that's not a life to live. That's just how I look at it. Or being like fat. Like I know bigger people, they can't move the way they want to, and I feel like it just gotta be uncomfortable. But you got to think, if you haven't been skinny in a while, you probably forget how it feels. I ain't gonna lie, but I promise you, it feels pretty good. And it feels good to like, and I feel like that's where that self-love is gonna come from, bro. It feels good to look yourself in the mirror and be like, I got a pretty nice physique. Oh, I'm smart. Like, oh, I'm on my shit. Like, I'm not putting dumbass shit in my body. I'm not doing fentanyl.
Yeah, I just seen, I didn't watch it, but Hamza, a few hours ago, I think he dropped a video. The title was like, becoming a 1% man is easy. And then he said after that, that's where going up the ranks, like trying to become a 1% of the 1% man. Because what is like a 1% man nowadays? Usually, 99% of these guys aren't in the gym frequently. They're not taking care of themselves. They're not eating correctly. They're not financially straight. They're not good with women. So you got those things. You got your finances. You good with women. You got good social skills. Good at networking. You work out a lot. You probably are in the considered 1% of men. You know what I'm saying? Or at least the 5% of men. But it's just working your way up those levels because competition is good. It's good to compete, but at some point, when you have all those things and you have your basis of self-improvement, it's time to start looking at a different level of competition when it comes to this life stuff. Because if you in good shape and all your friends they in so shape, some of them skinny fat, some of them skinny, some of them fat, and you just comparing yourself to that the whole time, then shit, you'll be feeling like the man until you get around a bunch of guys that's already in shape as well, and then they got other things going on, and they kind of growing. Then you be like, damn, it's a whole nother league I didn't even know existed.
That's facts, bro. Just like going from high school to college to the NFL, bro. There's levels to this shit, bro. There's really levels to this shit, and I feel like, don't get me wrong, it's good to like as a friend group work on each other, like make each other better, bro. But at the same time, you should be ascending to work it. You shouldn't even be like. You should like grinding with your friend groups, but I'm talking like the more so comparing. I feel like you can't be comparing yourself, bro. You got to be comparing yourself to someone bigger than you, like
because I mean,
greater.
Most of the time, y'all not even in the same lanes.
Y'all not.
Shit, like one of them might be doing fashion, one of them might be doing gaming, this one doing stocks, this one selling e-commerce somehow, drop shipping or something like that. And so y'all in whole different lanes, so y'all already got other people to compare to. That's what makes the unit so strong when y'all are together, because now everybody got something different they can bring to the table. This one graphic design, this one good with the social media, this one good with this, and y'all bring that together, y'all can do something very special at that point. And that's because y'all realize, like, I gotta stop looking at what the worst dude in the group doing and comparing myself to him, and because I'm way ahead of him, I'm feeling like the man. Like that shit is will hold y'all back, because y'all only as strong as y'all weakest link. So if y'all weakest link is really that weak, then it's like you damn near running, trying to hit a sprint with a rubber band around your
waist.
Your waist, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely feel that. I feel that, and I do look at it like, bro, since y'all are in different lanes, you gotta know, bro. We all live two different lives, bro. We all live two different lives. What I think is good might not be the same thing you think is good. And I had to come to that realization, bro. Because, like, just because me and some of my friends live two different lives, totally, and we value different things, when it really comes down to it, we do. And I feel like that's okay. But who's really to say mine is better than theirs? Just because maybe I look better in the gym, but what if he gets more bitches? You feel me? Like, Who is to say, like, oh, this one's better than this one's better than that one?
Yeah. I mean, that is true. I think that ultimately all of these things, it just based on one, the time we're in, and one, how a lot of how society looks at things. So, you know what I'm saying? And it also, how do you look at things through your own personal perspective? Because yeah, you might get the bitches, but is they quality bitches? Is they good bitches? Is he having a bunch of problems with these bitches?
He
like,
does.
So it's like, yeah, he's getting the bitches, but he's attracting what he is right now. You know what I'm saying? So he might be a little bit toxic, his damn self. So it look good from the outside, because the nigga always got another story about a bitch, but at the same time, it's like, eventually he gonna want to grow out of that and get tired of fucking with all them hoes. Like, some guys, it just happens at different times in your life. Like, me, was fucking with a lot of bitches in high school and college. So yeah, it got to a point where I'm like, tired of these bitches. Like, I'm tired of being, like, it was cool, like, being a nigga that always had a story about a bitch, but after a while, it's like, I'm just spreading myself thin. Spread myself so thin that I broke my foot and couldn't make it to the week. You know what I'm saying? Really though, because my body energy was all over the place, you know what I'm saying? So it made myself more vulnerable, for real.
Hey, that's a fact, bro. And I feel like it does happen at different times. And I feel like there's people to this day, like I know a couple people way older than both of us, still chasing bitches. Like damn near grandpa still chasing bitches.
I mean, yeah, because if you never, that's the only thing. If you're not chasing new knowledge, you only got the same knowledge, and in the knowledge you losing. You know what I'm saying? So, like that's why I be talking about like homies like it's almost 10 years since we graduated high school. You haven't learned a damn thing since. Some haven't learned a damn thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, so you really losing knowledge because half the shit from school you don't remember probably. So now you got nothing but air up there in the shit you learning from TikTok and Instagram scrolling. You know?
That is a fact. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Gotta be learning new stuff. And for me, I look at it like this. I don't judge none of my peers or people, like even my family members that's still out there chasing bitches. Me personally, I feel like it was kind of the same thing. Like one time I got caught up with too many bitches. I never did this shit again. No cap. It's not worth it. I was like, not worth it. Because now you got headaches. But it was a funny story though. Bro, I had Shawty over the crib. She seen a condom wrapper on the ground. I was like, because you know when you rip it, like the little gold, it was just a fragment. A simple fragment of a condom wrapper on the fucking ground.
That was a goddamn noodle packet, seasoning packet, man.
I wish I couldn't have thought of that in the moment, but you know, they don't be looking like that. I was like, fuck. I just walked out there and was like, well, it is what it is. It is what it is. And I was like, nah, it's not even that.
Because a lot of niggas, I was telling my show the other day, we was watching something. I think the dude was trying to act like he was a player. It was like some movie or some shit. I was telling him, I mean, the nigga is lying, just doing a bunch of lying. He's a liar. He's not a player.
Literally.
You really a player when everybody knows what's going on.
That's a fact.
You giving the woman the option. You're like, hey, look, you like me because I'm that nigga, and yeah, you like me because I'm that nigga. And I have other women in my life, and I'm telling you that off jump. So it's like you fuck with me or you don't, and that can be on any capacity. Whether it's you just got a group of girls, you got a little stable, or you want multiple wives. You know what I'm saying? Like if everybody knows the situation, then nobody feels like a victim. And they gotta think. Anytime a girl emotions get fucked up, she gonna feel like a victim. Shit, she might, even if she agrees, and one day later on she gets jealous because you gave the other one a couple more strokes than you gave her, she still gonna feel like a victim. But it's like then you know she's just crazy. You gotta get her out your stable for feeling like a victim over that.
That's a fact, bro. And that's why those games are very risky to play. Because even if you are honest up front, bro, you got to know who you're in business with. You're in business with a woman. She might feel okay in the moment, but then if she really see you doing some shit, she might fucking spaz out.
Yeah, that's why even pimps, bro, the only girls that they take is ones that just been through so much trauma. They're so damaged and broken. It's easy for you to control them, or ones that are completely naive to the world and don't really know shit about shit, and they might be even close to a virgin, because those ones that's in the middle, those are the ones you really gonna have the problems with. She just got a few bodies, but she still got a good family and all that stuff. Like you can't turn that one into a hoe. You can turn the innocent one and the completely broken one into a hoe.
That's a fact. That's some real pimp knowledge for you, though, my boy. That's how you pick them. That is how you pick them. Bro, and we're going to take a couple steps back for the simple fact, you brought up a great point with the whole, like you heard about the TikTok ban? Like Congress is passing that bill?
Yeah, I did hear about that.
Because, at first Donald Trump was opposed to TikTok.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then he changed his mind when them dollars started coming.
You got to think, everybody has switched sides. A lot of people pushing the ban is politicians, people that have unclear agendas of why they really want to ban TikTok, and Donald Trump stands for truth. You know what I'm saying? He stands for truth.
For real?
Yeah, hell yeah, he stands for truth. So if he feels like they're trying to hide the truth for whatever reasons, you gotta think. A lot of this big push, I don't know, people were saying, I was listening to Candace Owens earlier, she was talking about how she don't completely agree with the ban too, because a lot of people are pushing it are untrustworthy people that are claim it's because of data. But at the same time, people make an argument, well, we use Chinese chips in our cars that can take our data, in our phones that are already in the phones that can take data. Then they have the equipment probably have some sort that we use right now have some sort of Chinese connection to it probably. So it just doesn't make sense to, if we're gonna attack Chinese people having our data, why are we, is TikTok such the big thing? Why are you trying to make them sell it? Because they passed the ban. Now TikTok is either gonna get banned or they have to sell their company to a US company at this point. And a lot of that just seems fishy in the fact that they was so up in arms about TikTok letting the Osama bin Laden's letter circulate on there. I heard it was circulating on there. I didn't see it, but I heard it was like a big thing because he was basically saying a lot of stuff about stuff that's going on now before he died. I think they got him in like 2011. He was writing about he didn't like that American was interfering in certain things in that region. Also, Americans supporting Israel against Palestine, and he was writing about that in before 2011 and stuff like that. And apparently, this letter been out there. It just started recirculating and people seeing it. And they say a lot of the Gen Zers are waking up to like what America really is. So to me, you know what I'm saying, I'm not for nor against it being banned. I really don't care. I just got on the shit fucking few weeks ago, so I don't really care about it at all. But it's just interesting.
Yeah, I think it's very interesting, and I would love to see like if they really do sell it, because
they don't have to. If you think about it, I mean, most of their money and most of the reason why it's hot is American kids.
That is true, but at the same time, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like if I was a CEO, I wouldn't want to sell it. Like, I feel like, especially some shit you created, I created this shit. And you got to think, even like the CEO, he's like, this shit has nothing to do with the Chinese government, none of that shit. Like, and then the questions they be asking, because I be watching this shit, they was like, oh, like, are you even allowed, like, are Chinese, they was like, are basically saying, like, are Chinese diplomats after you? Like, are you, like, in threat of your life type shit? He was like, no, I'm not. And they was just asking him a bunch of irrelevant questions.
No, they was asking, I could see why they asking that, to see if he's saying that stuff because he's in fear or whatever, but I think that's cap though.
But if he was in fear, that's just letting you know, like, bro, it's not because he's selling information. If he's in fear, like, if anything, they fucking with Buddy. Like, if he's, like, you know, giving them information and shit. So I just look at it like, hey, it is what it is, but I'm just saying, bro.
Yeah, I mean, TikTok, it's been the number one downloaded app since 2018-ish. A lot of these kids have grew up on TikTok, and they see it as basically how kids are learning nowadays. You feel me? Like, they're learning about the world through TikTok. You know what I'm saying?
The real world.
Yeah, they're learning about it through TikTok, so they're getting all this misinformation and all of these woke agendas pushed at them. But I think that they see that they can't control it, so that's why they not really fucking with it. You know what I'm saying? They can't control what gets pushed on there and which doesn't. Because if this was years ago before Elon bought Twitter, when the FBI was still paying Twitter and Facebook and all these people to push certain things and push back against certain things, then that Osama bin Laden letter, I don't think it would have even circulated on either of those apps. So.
Nah, that's a fact, bro. And then I was thinking the same thing. Even if someone did buy TikTok, blah, 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 they would definitely change, like, what you can post and what is going to be pushed on TikTok. Simple as that. But I don't know, man. I am a man of freedom, like freedom of speech, freedom to bear arms. Like, I love all my freedoms of being an American, and that's what people were saying. Like, damn near like taking some of your freedoms away.
I mean, it's not taking freedoms away, because you can still say what you want to say on other platforms. I do think it's setting a bad precedent almost, but at the same time, I can't wear this hat and say that I would want a company that doesn't have the best interest of this country controlling and pushing narratives to the kids of this country, because that's where it gets kind of dicey. And I think that's what it really is. And I would like the government to really come out and say like, yo, we want more control of that shit, so we want it to be an American shit. If they came out and said that, then I feel like they would get more respect, because it's just the bullshit narrative of our data and stuff like that. They got our data. China got all our data. If they don't think you ain't got your data, you must have never been on the internet. But 9 times out of 10, they got your data. The U.S. government got your data. Russia probably got your data. I guess your data's out there.
Literally, like, they know you be looking up porn, bro. I'm telling you. But
you ever got any type of spam text message or anything, somebody got your data.
Facts. And I look at it like this. That's the thing. They were so vague about it. They're so vague about, like, the information. Nobody's went into depth to this day about what information is so privy. But if they're not telling us that, I feel like it's more of a thing.
I mean, location, everything you use when you sign up. Like, they got access to a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying? If your location is on, they can see exactly where you're at, you know what I'm saying? But does China give a fuck about
that's what I was saying.
You individually? Nah. But if they do see, okay, this person, okay, everybody that watches a bunch of videos of kids playing toys and a bunch of stupid shit that adults don't find funny, we gonna slide in this extra video about saying bad stuff about America or this thing, or supporting things that America doesn't support. Which, like, they could say something about supporting Gaza, you know what I'm saying, or Palestine in general. They could say something about that, and America feel like they don't have no control. They can't really penalize them for saying anything. And yeah, I just think it's a control thing, but they just don't want to say it.
I mean, I feel that, but at the end of the day, it's still like a person making the video, so it's still another person's opinion on the shit.
I mean, yeah, it could be a person, or it could be a bot, could be an agent. Could be, you feel me? Like,
he might be a bot.
Because I there's probably, and because the government, I think the Chinese government also is like part owner of the company. The company is called like ByteDance.
Yes,
that owns TikTok. I think the government is like closely tied. Chinese government is closely tied into that. So, which is why, like we've said plenty of times before, Chinese TikTok, they got math and science shit and stuff to stimulate the kids' brains in a positive way over here. And over here, OnlyFans and all that shit is getting promoted. And it's probably stuff to do along the lines of that. And yeah, like I said, it's just a control thing. And it's going to be interesting to see if they really stand on business and just get banned. And it's going to be interesting to see how the kids react to it. We already seen kids do a walkout of their school recently. I forgot which state. They walked out the school because they couldn't have phones no more.
Oh, couldn't have phones in like.
Yeah.
I was gonna say they did a walkout over TikTok. That's insane.
I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing walkouts over TikTok though.
I mean, I would.
They control Gen Z. Like, if you comment against supporting the band, you get people saying like, "Get your old ass out of here," or like, "You must be old" and shit like that. And the motherfucker will be the same age as the person commenting. They'll both be 22. One of them fuck with it, one of them don't. And you see a lot of backlash against it. But I don't think there's nothing they can do about it. And I think it's just another, just like, not the baby boomers, but the generation after them. Kind of, nah. It's one between boomers and millennials, but yeah, like our parents' generation, they would, I think it's them kind of like trying to like put their foot down and like show their dominance and control, basically. Like,
I mean, that's a dumbass idea, bro, because really they the ones that got the kids hooked on TikTok, not fucking parenting, right? That's kind of how I look at it, bro, because you got to think, hella misinformation is being posted, and hella bad stuff is being pushed, like, without TikTok, bro. Let's say we take away TikTok. We still got OnlyFans, fucking Coco Melon. I still don't like Coco Melon to this day. Like,
but I don't know what Coco Melon is about. OnlyFans, though, it's easier promoted on there than other apps. You gotta think. Not too much. I mean, Gen Z they're on X a little bit, but they're mostly on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? TikTok, then X, then I think Instagram also, but most of them have fake profiles on fucking X, cause I mean on Instagram, cause they all insecure and shit like that.
Yeah. I mean, I feel you, but like you got to think, TikTok still has rules, so like you can promote your OnlyFans, be like, hey, go check me out, but after that, you're going to X. You're going to fucking Twitter, like, to actually, like, see the content. You can't see explicit content on TikTok. And I feel like, goddamn, what's the difference between TikTok and Twitter at this point? One is owned by Elon and one is just owned by...
Well, it's the words in between. Like, motherfucking TikTok is all content, and X is it's a very different platform, and it's like, you don't hear, I mean, you kind of do hear about TikTok, like there's fitness TikTok and this TikTok, but it's easier to find those certain communities on X. Like, if you only want to all follow fitness people, then boom, your whole feed will be fitness. If you want to follow only finance Twitter and follow a bunch of traders and finance people, crypto people, you can literally do that, and it's not going to force anything else on you unless you go to the For You section or like the Explore page, how Instagram would be. If you go to that, yeah, you'll see other shit. But TikTok, you can't, like, I have to, like, when I open the app, I have to scroll over to the friends side every time if I just want to only see shit from people I follow. And even then, it will still suggest me shit from people that like, people that you follow, people that other people I follow. It will suggest shit from them, and I'm like, look, it's trying to force you to look at other content.
I mean, that is facts. That is
a little
facts.
aggressive.
I feel that, but I look at it the same way. Like, my TikTok feed right now, like, it's damn near controlled to a sense. Like, it's not gonna be something so far fetched. But when I get on Twitter, I feel like my Twitter just be that's why I deleted the shit.
Oh yeah, because you think about how long ago it was when you turned off the safe settings on your Twitter though. Nah, I say
I cut that bitch off a minute ago.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, it was there. Anytime you start a new Twitter account, it's always on safe mode. You can't see no porn on that motherfucker. But usually, you turn it off because the first time you see, what the fuck, I can't look at this video. You like, oh, I gotta go to my settings. You can't even go to it on the settings on the phone. You gotta log on like on your web browser or on your computer to actually even get to those settings.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. Maybe I need to invest in some shit like that. Bro, but the way I be looking at it, I feel like it's all a bunch of misinformation. I feel like it's just how you using it at this point.
Yeah. I think TikTok is the best tool it's the best beginner funnel tool, as far as like, you can get a lot of people to go see your other content from TikTok. You can also sell on TikTok. It's the biggest e-commerce store right now, blowing Facebook Marketplace out the water right now as far as like people buying shit. I didn't even know so many people was buying shit from TikTok, but every time like I talk to somebody that has TikTok, they bought at least one or two things from TikTok already.
Yeah, like the TikTok shop and shit like that.
Yeah.
Well, we got to think, some of the price on the TikTok shop, like 30 cents. Like, it's hard to beat. A lot of this shit is hard to beat.
And now they got your address and they got your card information.
Hey, no cap. no cap at all. Hey, but, so I'll just say, when it really comes down to it, me personally, if it gets banned, it gets banned. If it don't, it don't. I just look at it like, bro, as long as you're doing what you need to do every day, it's not going to affect you too much. Even if this is one of your main sources of income, bro, you can adapt.
Oh, yeah.
But I got a question, bro. Because, when it really comes down to love and loving your woman, we've hit on this a couple times, bro. But now I feel like I got a new stance on some stuff, and I want your opinion as well, bro. Loving your woman. Don't get me wrong. I feel like we should all love our woman. But when do you say, like, oh, you're loving her too much? Or, like, how do you put in that divider of over-loving, if you can get what I mean?
It takes you off path, man. You know what I'm saying? Anytime it takes you off path, that's when you're loving her too much. Because if anything, she should be adjusting to your program. She should be adjusting her life to your path, not the other way around. You can, and as a man, you're integrating a woman into your life, so it's going to be somewhat adjustments, but your path should still be your path for the most part, because she's the girl for you. She'll fit in almost seamlessly. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be some growth in you regardless, because especially if you are like in your adult years and really taking a woman seriously for the first or even the second time, where like you're really like looking long term with the relationship, then yeah, it's gonna be some growth and shit. You might your as long as your path changes because of you and not because of her, then I don't think it's a problem. But if you are changing your path because of her, then that's when okay, you're kind of putting her before that purpose and yourself.
That's a fact, bro. And I was starting to think, bro, I feel like some men love their women just a little too much. I cannot lie. And you can tell because they really start putting her above everything else. And I feel like you cannot do that. And I feel like it really be the little things, bro. It's always going to be the little things. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, let's say we was on the phone right now and your girl called. I'm like, you got to hang up. I get that. I understand. I perfectly understand that. But if you talk to your girl every single day, and like this is a business phone call. We're talking about straight business, bro. There's no reason you should answer that motherfucking phone, bro. I feel like there has to be like God purpose self, and when people don't get me wrong, I understand you be happy once you get a girl, like but it's still God purpose self. Like business gotta come before the woman.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like in a situation like that, it's like you gonna know your partner. So if she's the type to, if it's like you gonna know what type she is. Some girls, if it's emergency, they'll call twice. Yeah. Or if it's emergency, they'll just, and you didn't answer the first time, they'll just text you. Usually my girl, she's that type. If she calls and I don't answer, she'll usually just text me. Even if it is like some type of emergency. I mean, I would hope that she would, if it's some dire shit and she know I'm doing something, then I would hope she would call the police before she called me, you know what I'm saying? But you know, you never really know, but you definitely have to have your priorities straight in certain settings. And I'm saying you don't want anybody to really have that type of access to you anyway. You know what I'm saying? Of course, if your girl's in an emergency, you're gonna want to help her how you can and when you can and if you can type shit. But it still needs to be some sort of prioritizing. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be that guy that your girl or a girl you just met, or even a girl you've been with for a while, she can just call you up at any time. You're like, quick, hey baby, you know what I'm saying? It's like, have some mysteriousness about you, have some boundaries, and kind of like, it's not limiting the access, but it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying, you're keeping the door closed a little bit, you know what I'm saying, especially when you are doing stuff.
Literally, and I feel like that's how it should be. Like every time your girl call, you're just hello, baby. I don't think that's right. I can't say that's right, because at that point, it's like I feel like she's gonna get tired of that shit, bro. She's gonna get tired. Like I feel like when you really like in your masculine, you should be working like. And I feel like too many men be so emotional, bro. Like with just like the little stuff, emotional with the little stuff. So let's say like, cause we've talked about this. Your girl is gonna text you. She's gonna text you probably every day. Mm-hmm. But like, how do you respond to these texts? Like every time she texts you, do you get angry at her? Like, bro, I feel like you gotta understand, bro. She's a girl. Like she's literally a woman. Like you gotta play it how you play it, and and men don't be playing it right. Every time your girl give you a little attitude, now you storming off or getting upset. Like, bro, there's no reason your girl should be making you that mad.
She shouldn't. I mean, one, you should understand she's a woman, understanding her nature, and she's gonna say stuff how she feels about the moment. But sometimes you gotta stand on business. So if something is like having to deal with your purpose, and she trying to pull you away from it for something that's not that serious or something that's not 100% necessary, then you gotta understand, like, hey, this is one of those texts. She trying to knock me off course right now. She don't even know. She just being a woman. She don't like. Some girls might do it maliciously or on purpose and stuff like that. But most time, your girl, she's not being malicious when she's like, hey, babe. She's on her spontaneous woman shit. She's like, hey, babe, you wanna go get donuts this morning and shit like that? Like, that's just her being a woman, being spontaneous. She seen the fucking Krispy Kreme commercial. Now she want donuts in the morning. You like, nah. And sometimes it don't even gotta be a no. We can just figure out how we can do that. I'm like, nah, well, I just woke up. I gotta get my push-ups in. I gotta meditate. I gotta read this book. Shit, by that time, stock market, I gotta get into the market by 9:30. Know what I'm saying? Maybe after I'm done training, we can go get them donuts if you still up for it.
It gotta be something, bro. And making your own decisions so big. And I feel like I don't see how people do it. Like I don't see how people be in these relationships. It just every time that girl do like pick up the phone, they just gotta run. I don't believe that's how a relationship should be at all, bro. At all.
And just about how you said, even making your own decisions, your decisions are y'all decisions. Know what I'm saying? That's how if y'all gonna really be one. That's how y'all gotta look at it. It's like it takes. I was watching right here, man. He was talking about how
do with the guns.
Yeah. He was talking about how he thought being like a Muslim was kind of weird, seeing like how like devoted they was to God or whatever, and he was saying like now that he is and he understands more about it, he said it's a very courageous thing to be able to, as a man, literally submit to a higher power and understand like, all right, you're not the biggest fish and it's, you know what I'm saying, something that you need to answer to. And it also takes that same level of courage in a woman to be able to do that to her man and submit to him.
That's a fact, bro. But you got to think, how can she really submit to you if you not like up here, bro? If like if everything she says bothers you and shit like that, like think about your relationship with God, bro. Not even saying you're a Christian, you're Muslim, just like your relationship with straight up God, where whoever you want to call your God. Bro, you do bad stuff, bro. You do wrong. No matter who you are, you do wrong. And God still, he forgives you. Like, he's still, like, loving for you. I feel like it has to be the same kind of relationship with you and your woman. Your woman's going to do dumb stuff. That's just how women are. Like, and it can be so easily to get mad at them. Cannot lie. But you got to think, like, give them grace. She's a woman. And that's why I don't get when people try to compare women to men. Bro, we don't play by the same rules.
We don't, and it's important to, you want to move through this world as a God, you know what I'm saying? So when you look at your woman, you look at her from that perspective, and then sometimes she might have to be exiled if she's too unruly, you know what I'm saying? You might have to do away with her, but that's okay. Obviously, either you chose the wrong woman in the beginning, or she just wasn't you chose the wrong woman in the beginning, or she just wasn't the what you thought she was from the beginning, or she changed, or maybe it's you. Like, to me, I would like to think even if a girl cheating on me, I wouldn't but like scold her and blame her and no shit like that. I just wouldn't talk to her no more. But I would take accountability for the situation because I had to fall short of my masculinity somehow.
Somewhere, bro. And I was thinking the same thing. That's literally your fault, bro. Every single trip, that's your fault. For the simple fact, even if you, let's say you didn't do nothing wrong in the relationship, you still chose wrong. So choosing wrong, that is still your fault. And I feel like a lot of men don't get that, bro. They be trying to blame the woman for, oh, you did it. No, bro. It was you. You're the problem, actually. Because I feel like if you really was your most masculine self, doing your push-ups every day, bro, she would have never felt the need to.
Facts.
And that's when it really comes back to, your girl should be the easiest part of your life, bro. And I say it for the simple fact, when you're looking at it as the point where, like, you are supposed to be leading this relationship, bro. So whenever she's doing something, you shouldn't take too much. I feel like you be giving it, almost you give your woman too much power over your life. Like, I feel like there's no way your woman should just be ruining your day, bro. Like, nobody should be ruining your whole day. But I feel like she has the ability to just mess up your whole day, throw off your whole thing. I feel like, for me, I can't accept that.
Yeah. As a man, we have other things to worry about. So if your woman is a problem, you probably should leave her. It just depends on the type of guy you are, to be honest. But we got, realistically, most of these women don't have a dad, or they don't have a mom, or even if they do, they never seen how a woman is really supposed to treat a guy. So, of course, coming into any relationship, she's not equipped to even be in a relationship and understand how to be in a guy's life, how to be his rib, how to be his other half, how to be his reflection.
I mean, that's also true, but then that's your job to, like, you still got to teach or train her up, you feel me? But I feel like it's ways to go about it, and and you got to do it in a masculine way. Like, training the girl, it can't be yelling at her, be like, what the fuck are you doing, like, talking down. I feel
that's feminine activity. You're
no cap.
coming down from your position to act like how she's acting.
Literally. So, like, I don't think it should be, like, a necessary, like, superior thing, like you should don't get me wrong, you are superior if you are doing your masculine, but like you can't look at it like that. It's more so of this is a person we're trying to grow together. She wants to come in this plan, like you have to show her the ropes, like what you should and should not do, like your boundaries, what she can and what she can't do. But you only can do this from a place of being masculine, like of a place of doing the things you need to be doing, like providing, protecting, being persevering.
In a more masculine you're not really going to even want to deal with an insubordinate woman. That's why it does take some adjusting. It takes some, like, if you care about the woman already and okay, she's not equipped really to be a man's wife, but at the same time care about this woman, and I see the potential for her to be that. I know her mom ain't really show her, I know her dad ain't really show her, but she could be that. If you that type of dude and you really care about that girl, then go ahead and coach her up and stuff like that. But you're better off 9 times out of 10. Even not saying you're better off waiting until you find that girl that already knows what she's supposed to be doing, because that's going to allow you to stay on path further. These other girls, which we're gonna be with them. You're going to find one at some point in your life. You're an American guy, you living in America, you dealing with Americanized woman. 99.999% of them are not equipped to really be a wife. So it's going to be that adjustment period, knowing that, living in the times that we are now. But for you guys, you young guys, you watching this, you want to be the highest version of yourself. Strive to get that woman that doesn't need the coaching, but you gonna attract what you are. If you find girls that need coaching, you probably need coaching yourself on how to be a husband, how to be a man, and stuff like that. That's why we own self-improvement. That's why we read books. That's why we not putting the girl that needs work below us. I mean, she's gonna be below us in the hierarchy, but we not like looking down on her like, oh, she's just used garbage to be discarded and stuff. Like some of them, yeah, she's got too many bodies, but some of them, but most of them, we not trying to look at them like that, because we know us as men, we still need work. But if you do become that true 1% man in your masculinity, then you're more likely to attract that woman that doesn't need work.
You said it perfectly, bro. And that's going to be the end of today's episode, bro. I just want to say thank y'all for tuning in, and we love you.
Yeah, man. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. Episode Ocho, man. 88, we here. As always, we love y'all. We out.